Is it recording? Howdy, folks. Admiraljoshhar here, and Iron Man 3 was awesome! Yep. I'm going to do a more detailed review in the future, but for now, suffice it to say, Iron Man 3 was awesome! I really enjoyed it. I'm going to try to make this a spoiler light review. Kyle, the one Megman, commented on my review of Les Miserables that, spoilers! And I never warned anybody, so I might have a few spoilers here. Not very many, though. I'm going to keep it light. Like I said, I'm going to do a more in-depth Iron Man 3 review, maybe when I can get it on DVD, or at least see it again, so I can really think about the details. But at this point, I like just about everything about that movie. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man 3 as Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, is as always well casted, and I really couldn't see anybody else in the role. He has really made that role his own. And then Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts. Parts of her weren't as good as in the previous movies, but on the other hand, she was still pretty good. Especially towards the end. I won't give away what happens, but interesting. And then there's a couple of villains in this movie. The obvious one being the Mandarin. There's a huge twist involving him that I will not reveal. It was a good twist. Did not see it coming at all. Let's see. They involved the extremist virus. Basically, Iron Man 3 was combining 3 comic book story arcs into one. You got AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics. Those are kind of the beekeeper-looking enemies of Iron Man. You've got the Mandarin, of course, and 10 Rings. And finally, you have the extremist storyline. All 3 of which were pushed into one. Well done! It was believable. They never put on the yellow beekeeper stuff or anything like that, so don't worry about cheesiness. But it was just kind of a subtle nod to the comic book continuity that AIM is Iron Man's enemies. Sure. And then, let's see, what else can I say? The ones who played the villains were very well. If at some points a bit over the top, he was a crazy nut job. What do you expect? Not quite as good as Heath Ledger's Joker, of course, but that's really incredibly hard to beat. Iron Man played detective for a few minutes in this, which, okay, people who love Batman, you might hate me for saying this, but Iron Man's a better detective than Batman. Let me qualify that. The movie Batman, not the comic book Batman. Because, to go off on a little tangent here, in the comics he's known as the world's greatest detective. In the movies, he doesn't do anything detective-like. I mean, I'm sure I'll have somebody contradict me, no, he did this! And, okay, sure, he did some stuff, but even compared to Iron Man, he didn't do any detecting. Iron Man used forensics. Highly over-the-top and computerized forensics, but he used forensics. He was a detective. Iron Man's a better detective than Batman. Who knew? Okay, my little tangent's over. What else can I say about the movie? Okay, one huge flaw that I didn't particularly care for. The technology is way over the top. Unrealistically so. The suits... I believe this was shown in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away. The suits, different pieces, literally attached to them one by one, and are propelled by themselves. By Jarvis, the AI computer. And, again, it's been seen in the trailer, so I'm not giving too much away. There are 42 Iron Man suits out at the same time. You never really get a good look at very many of them, but there's 42 suits at once, all fighting enemies, all controlled by Jarvis. What? That's not even possible! the amount of computing power needed. Jarvis would practically be the god of all computers. You got Skynet there. But to be completely 100% fair, I have to counter my own argument here with the Flash argument. The Flash in an episode of Justice League, the one where Gorilla Grodd first shows up. To paraphrase him here, dude, we have an Asgardian on speed dial. At this point, I'm willing to believe anything. So yeah, Marvel Universe, I'll pass it. Besides, the rest of the movie more than makes up for it. Let's see, oh, the music. For the first 90% of the movie, the music is good. Not really memorable, but it's good. And then we get the end song during the first part of the credits. Holy crow, that was really good. I'm going to download that music as soon as possible, but well done. Iron Man now has a theme. Excuse me. What else can I say about it that won't give away too much? There isn't an after credit scene. It takes a while to get through the credits, but there is an after credit scene, and it's hilarious. Definitely keep watching. Stan Lee's cameo is a bit underplayed. He doesn't have any line. Or did he have a line? I don't remember. But it was not a memorable cameo. What else is there to say about this movie? It was really good. I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm sure once I have a chance to see it again, I'll find some more flaws with it, things I didn't like. Kyle's texting me right now. I texted him how I love the movie, and he says, I hated it for one reason and one reason alone. I'm going to say, what's that? But, oh, people die in this movie. A lot of people. It's a bit graphic, a bit violent. Definitely worth the PG-13 rating. Although they never use an F word, I love that about it. At least not that I noticed anyway. But, yeah, I respect that about them. So, trying to think of something else I loved about the movie that won't give away too much. The subplot where, or the plot where Iron Man is literally without his home, without his suit, starts from scratch all over again. That was really cool. And they did wipe out his Malibu home. It's gone. Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to stall until Kyle replies so I can put it in this video, other than having just a completely pointless thing. Wow, I'm coming on, I'm a little over 8 minutes now, and I said this is going to be a short review. Like I said, I will definitely do a more in-depth review later on, maybe when the DVD comes out and I see it. Because at this point, Iron Man just came out today, so I don't want to spoil it for a lot of people. And also, I've only seen it once. And the first time watching a movie like this, you're like, oh my god, this is the greatest movie in my life! Sorry, bum reviews. I'm a thief. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm kind of having a Dark Knight Rises reaction to this. It was just so epically awesome the first time you watch it through. But if you watch it through again, you might find even more flaws. I'm sure I would find more flaws with Iron Man 3. I enjoyed it way more than Iron Man 2. Don't get me wrong, I liked Iron Man 2. I enjoyed it at least as well as, if not more, than the first Iron Man movie. Avengers is still my top Marvel movie, though. I like Avengers the best. But so far, just on first impression, Iron Man 3 is my second favorite movie, right after Avengers. Well, I'm coming on 10 minutes, and Kyle hasn't replied again with his one reason and one reason only, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end the review here. I'll post in my description what Kyle's reply is. But thank you all for watching, and I definitely highly recommend Iron Man 3. It was really good. Oh, one more thing I have to say. I saw it in 3D mostly because everyone I was going with wanted to see the 3D version. I'm not a huge fan of 3D movies. They just don't work as well live action. IMAX, on the other hand, is totally different. I saw Jurassic Park in IMAX with Kyle. That movie was made for IMAX. I'm sure several other movies would be way better in IMAX, but if you're going to see Iron Man 3 in 3D, good on you. Parts of it work. Parts. And it's always cool to see the previews, because the previews are literally made for 3D. But I'm not a huge fan of 3D. I'll just put it that way. Live action 3D doesn't work so well, because once your eyes get used to it, you don't even notice it anymore. So there's not really a lot of point to it. There's a little bit of depth added, but not a lot. Anyway, I keep rambling on different tangents. I'm at 11 minutes now, so anyway, this is Admiraljoshhar. Thank you all for watching, and I promise I'll do Liberty Valance at some point. I'm sorry for anybody who's been watching. I know nobody's really watching, but anyway, see y'all later. Adios, das vidania, and all that other goodbye stuff.